Hey, welcome back. Piper Builder here. So the saga continues of the gas strut. I just made this way harder than it needed to be. I was just trying to keep a small strut, keep it light, keep the clutter down here in the door frame here. And I just miscalculated is what it is. So I bought too short of a strut. So I kept the same poundage. 40 pounds worked. I went from a 10-inch to a 14-inch long strut. And I think the answer is set the strut and the mounting ball stud where you want it with the door open to the place where you want it, the location. And then who cares if you've got another inch or so of shaft showing here? That's the bottom line. Is I was trying to keep it tidy and neat and light, and I just got a little greedy. So we're going to try the longer shafts and see what happens there. I got asked a question just a minute ago that are these tabs that the ball studs are mounted to pre-manufactured? And the answer is yes. I can't manufacture these tabs as quickly and efficiently and cheaply as like All-Star Racing products or wherever I get these. I buy them in a box of 100. There's all kind of different tabs, all kind of different gussets and applications there, but they're laser cut. They're really nice. The hole's already drilled. It's a high quality cold rolled steel. So for baggage floor tray mounts, for these little ball studs, just things like that, I'll probably mount some of the hardware in the dash with them. They are a little bit heavy, but then again, it's a pretty structural piece what we're doing. Remember, these struts are going to have almost 50 pounds of compression on them. But yep, they're pre-manufactured, and I stole that from the racing world. So I'm going to take this little handy-dandy cutoff wheel made by Ryobi. Shameless begging for sponsorship. But I just don't want to nick or get into this down tube here. This goes up to the spar attach points. I want to make sure that I don't put any stress risers in there. So I'm using a pretty precision little cutoff wheel to do so. So let's get after it. Cut off my tab where I made a screw up on my strut mounts. We're going to lower it down. We'll tack it back, and then we'll make sure everything's cool, and then we'll TIG it back up. All right, so the tab's removed. I'm just going to do a real careful little buffing. These are like 200 grit, 220 grit. They're round flap wheels, which I really like. And I like them when they get worn down, so they're almost like 300 plus grit. So they're not very abrasive at all. So you can do some pretty nice little buffing. So let's go ahead and clean this all back up. We'll come down, and then we'll re-weld our tabs. I've got my angle finder, magnetic angle finder here, super accurate, love that little guy. And I'll come down. If the door goes higher than 90, you're gonna hit your wing. So we don't want that. Oh, beautiful, look, there is precisely 0 degrees. I came in with my other hand and I marked with a Sharpie marker. I'll come back, I'll take all this off. I'll hold the tab up there, I'll tack it, verify everything, and then we'll finish weld it. So stay tuned. And this ESAB hood is the cat's meow. I love it. I can very easily read my angle finder, come back down here and precisely get everything where I want it. Yep, right there's 90. And then I'll be able to come back in and I'll just tack it. All right, here we go. We're just gonna put a little micro tack. I don't want to put any heat in it. I don't want to have a big bunch of blob weld because remember, I'm gonna come back in here and I'm going to finish weld this with the TIG. So boy, I like it. This ESAB hood makes it really easy to see that line that I've marked, my reference line. Let's go for it. Oh man, burning beautiful. All right, I'm just gonna come back out. We're just gonna check it. Weld always pulls metal away. So it did exactly what I thought it was gonna do. I'm just gonna take my hammer nips here. Always use the right tool for the right job, right? Oh yeah, look at that, no gap at all. I like that fit up. I don't really want gaps just because you've got a MIG welder and it will fill quite a bit of a gap. It's just hot, I'm just using this. There's almost no pressure on there at all. You don't want to have to rely on filling gaps. You want to make that fit up. Look at it, it's still pulling, it's still cooling off. You want to make that fit up as perfect as you can get it. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and weld this bad boy. I think it turned out awesome. The Franken door works. It's strong. It's under 5 pounds. It has an opening window that you can fly with in flight. It has a seaplane door for entry and egress. making a PA-12, PA-18 type platform so much easier to get in and out of once you get the big tires on there and you get them all up on extended landing gear. Super happy with how that turned out, man. That's so awesome, and I don't even know why I designed it or how I designed it, but it just kind of came about, and I just went after it, and it turned out really pretty simple. There was just a little bit of geometry here to get this right, but once I got it right, man, I think that turned out pretty darn slick.